my channel. So in today's video I am doing a full review on our recent holiday to the TUI Blue TARIDA beach in Ibiza. We recently had a week's holiday there and I basically wrote everything down on my phone that I could think of so that when I got home, like now, I could do a full review and answer any questions that anyone's got if you are expected to travel there soon. So yeah, if you would like to see my full holiday review and see how we got on, then please keep on watching. So just a little disclaimer before we get into the video, because this is going to be quite a long one, so buckle up. My little boy is here. He's just running around playing, so if you hear a child in the background, that's perfectly normal. If you're not new to my channel, you will expect that, but if you are new, just know my little boy's there. My eldest is at nursery and we've just had our breakfast. I've made myself a nice little cup of tea because I know this video is going to be quite the long one. So yeah, if you would like to basically know a little bit more about this holiday, which I'm presuming you do, seeing as you're here, yeah, let's just get on with it now, shall we? Disclaimer is done. So, right, I have got a long list, and when I say long list, I mean a long list of everything that I could think about. So I'm going to try and run through them quite quickly, but hopefully trying to cover everything. If you do have any questions, like if there's something that I don't cover, then please just drop it in the comments box down below. I'll try and answer as quickly as I can. I'm doing this video mainly because, thank you Caius, prior to going on a holiday, I always watch people's vlogs, I watch the reviews, you know, I try and get as much information about the holiday as I can, mainly to get me excited and also to know what to expect. No, you're not grabbing my camera, little man. Oh, life with a 1-year-old is fun. So, the first topic that I'm going to discuss is booking with TUI. So I have previously been away with different companies and this is the first time that I've ever been away with TUI, and to be fair, I found the whole process really simple. So on my list here I've got that it was easy and simple, everything is emailed out to you, which it is. I booked the holiday on the TUI app and you know, you get all your confirmation emails, you get all your boarding passes, like literally everything, and you're reminded about all sorts. Like a few weeks prior to your holiday, they email you to see if you've got your travel money, or they email to see if you want to book seats on the plane, or you know, book extra excursions, book and hire a car, all this other stuff. So like the communication from TUI has been really good, I think. So we personally got 20 kg in the hold, 10 kg hand luggage, and obviously the pram went in as well. Caius went in free. He had like a free infant place because he was under 2. But me, Oscar and Neil, so Neil's my husband, Oscar's my eldest son, he's 3. We all got the 20 kg hold luggage and 10 kg hand luggage each, which was really good. I did book places on the plane just because with it being his first family holiday, I wanted us all to sit together and, you know, if we needed any help from each other, like at least me and Neil were next to each other to support each other with the kids. So I did book that. The cost breakdown for everything was just under £2,300, so it was like 2,260 something, I think. But that literally covered the holiday. It was all inclusive for 7 days. Obviously as flight, transfers are included in that. We paid for holiday insurance, we paid for airport parking, we also booked seats on the flight. So that 2,000, just say 300, covered the whole lot, which I think is, it's good. I mean, the last holiday we went on, or like me and Neil was just a couple, we had no kids, so it was like pre-COVID. Obviously Neil's been away anyway with work, but like as an actual holiday, that was the last holiday we went on. There was a lot cheaper then, but obviously things have gone up now, so I think it was a fairly decent price for the current climate that we're in. The other thing that I liked is that there's reps literally everywhere. So, you know, hello baby, when you get to the airport, we flew from East Midlands. There's obviously all the TUI check-in desks. There's TUI staff even just pointing you like, oh, TUI desks are down there. Then you go through your airport, do your thing, you get on the flight. We didn't fly in an actual TUI plane. We went on the way there, it was Neos Spa, I think it was called. and on the way back it was fly 4. But again, TUI emailed us weeks ahead of this and said, you know, you won't be flying on a TUI aircraft, it'll be on one of these but run with TUI staff. So again, communication was brilliant. You got off the aeroplane, there was TUI staff taking you off the plane and, you know, taking you into the airport and guiding you where your luggage was getting off. Then they showed you where the coaches were, there was staff on the coaches. Then once we arrived in resort, again, reps were already at the hotel, like there was reps throughout the whole stay. We also booked an excursion with them midweek and there was a rep literally every day in the hotel, so we just went up to them and booked that, but I'll talk about that in a bit. And the other thing that I've got in this section is the TUI Blue app. I found that really helpful. So if you are going to a TUI Blue hotel, you get the TUI Blue app and it tells you about like different things that are able to book on. Like they did like yoga, Pilates, like these fitness classes, so it told you what time they were on, it told you like about restaurants you could book into, told you activities for the kids club, like everything's on the app, and I thought that was really like good. So yeah, overall I think booking with TUI was really stress-free, great communication and just an overall good experience. So the next section, we're going to talk about hotel. Also, I just want to say throughout this video, if there is anywhere that I can add photos or anything, I will try and pop photos up as and when. So if any just pop up on screen, it's just so you can see a little bit more of like a visual as to what I'm on about. So yeah, I'll pop them on as and when I'm talking. So the hotel, what I've got written down, I think it was a 5-star at some point. I'm sure somebody said it was one of the Sensatori things. I could be wrong with that, but I'm sure at one point it was a 5-star because I read on a lot of the reviews. Like the reviews don't match up to this hotel. Like I read a lot of reviews prior to going and I was very nervous because I thought, why the hell have I spent this money on this hotel what's meant to be really crap basically. But yeah, a lot of people was moaning that, oh, it's not 5-star service anymore and all this. Apparently they've been since like the big renovation that they had. But it's now a 4-star, I believe. Now, I think you get 4-star, if not 5-star service while you're there. I think the hotel stay was really, really good. Do not listen to the bad reviews because honestly it was so much better than that. It was beautiful and clean. There was literally cleaners in your room every day. Or almost every day, depending on whether you put like the do not disturb card thing on your door. There was staff going around the hotel in the pools in the morning, like cleaning up, making sure there was no rubbish. It genuinely was really, really clean. Like the hotel was stunning. Decor is stunning. It's got a very coastal vibe about it, lots of wood, like white linen, a lot of shells, and just, you know, something you'd expect from being abroad. Check-in, however, did take a while, but there was a full coach of us arrived from the airport. So the airport was quite busy as well, just because there was a lot of planes arriving at once and the buses just couldn't keep up transferring you from the plane to the airport basically. But yeah, like I said, check-in did take a while, but again, that's expected considering a whole coach of us got off at once and obviously we're all stood in reception waiting. But in reception, while you are waiting, as you first go in, there's like a big like jug of juice and water so you can get a drink while you wait. There is plenty of seating areas. So yeah, it's an easy thing to do. That's just something like I'd let you know about. There is a tourism tax you have to pay. We paid £61 for us. Obviously they will explain that in the hotel. Are you smacking my leg? But that's standard. If you go to the bw.beautyyyy, you're paying tourism tax. That's just what it is. It's just something that you do. £61 for a 7-day stay for 4 of us I don't think was too bad. The hotel is very hilly, so I had read this on reviews prior and I thought, you know, we're a young family with kids, we'll be fine. But I would say take a buggy if you've got small children. There is a buggy hire apparently. I did go and ask at one point because Oscar, my eldest, is 3. He walks everywhere at home, so obviously I didn't take a pram for him. But I think with the heat and obviously how busy you are on holiday, we're getting quite tired, so I wish I would have taken a buggy for him. And we booked an excursion one day and I thought I wish I had a pram for him. It would have just made it a whole bit more better really for everyone involved, because then his dad wouldn't have had to carry him. But yeah, I did inquire and apparently reception did say they do a buggy hire. It's €10 a day. but it does depend on availability. Now when we were there they were non-available, but apparently that's something they do. So if you are interested, I'd go straight away, like as soon as you get there, if that's something you need. It has a shop on site which is filled with everything. Also has a doctor's, it has a spa, it has a gym, it has parks, it has tennis courts, like little football pitches, it has like a teen space up at the retreat. Yeah, it's really good. The retreat, it's really good for kids. There's a splash park. You also get a towel card for around the pool and at the retreat. That's really good, so you don't have to take your own towels up there. You just get like a little card you can scan. Wi-Fi is available and it's pretty good around the whole hotel. The only time I realised that it was actually quite rubbish is at meal times and in the restaurants. The Wi-Fi wasn't great, so if you've got young kids and they maybe have like a tablet, I would recommend, while you've got good Wi-Fi in the room, downloading a few things what they like to watch, so at least if the Wi-Fi drops out they can still watch a programme while you eat. Obviously I know not everyone's going to be tablet friendly, but we have tablets in our household, so that's just a tip if you are. Book excursion with the reps in the reception. It's really easy to do. One thing, so we were planning on going to the Ibiza Old Town just on a taxi, but sometimes people said you can sometimes struggle at certain times to get taxis back, and you know, it worked out around the same price. We paid slightly cheaper by going with TUI, and obviously because we had young children, it was just easier to go straight from the hotel, like have a coach take us there and bring us back. What else have I got? Oh, another good thing about booking with the reps, if something was to happen and it had to be cancelled, the rep did say to us, like, if we need a refund we can go to them and get us money straight back, whereas if we didn't book through them and we booked on the app, you know, if you need a refund you're going to have to sort it out yourself basically and ring through to the main TUI office, which isn't a big thing, but you know, if you don't want to do that, then, you know, yeah, it's just easier to book through the reps, I think. The staff as well are brilliant, especially with the kids. They're very friendly and polite. So our Oscar is at an age where he didn't want to sit down, he wanted to be up running around with all the other kids, and you know, the staff were fantastic. They'd talk to him, they'd make him laugh, like they were just so good. Because I was a little bit worried, like I said, with it being a 4-star or whatever it is, I thought, oh, you know, it looks really posh inside, is it going to be alright for kids? But they were great. Like, I cannot fault the staff one bit. Like, they was just so friendly, and yeah, the kids loved them, to be honest. So now we're going to move on to a different section of the thing. So now we're going to talk about location. So it is in the middle of nowhere, literally in the middle of nowhere. There's a few things around it, but not much. It's in a town called 𝕮𝖓𝖈. So there is a lovely beach in 𝕮𝖓𝖈. There's a few restaurants along the beach. I think you have to book, but I'm not quite sure because we didn't actually use any. The retreat is about a 5 minutes walk. So as you go out of the main reception of the hotel, you'll turn right, you'll go to the end of that street. You can also get out of the hotel, like we had a room that was like on the right side close to the end of the road. There's a little gate within the hotel as well that you can get in and out of, but depending on where you are in the hotel, either way, you leave the hotel and you turn right and go to the end of the road. Then you'll turn left, you'll go up, it's like a small hill, a little incline for maybe 2 or 3 minutes. You pass a souvenir shop. They do like some clothes in there, you know, toys, souvenirs, a few cold drinks, stuff like that. You'll pass that and then you come to a roundabout. So at the roundabout, you'll see directly across from you is the retreat. That's the TUI retreat. Like I said, in there is 2 parks, one for little kids, one for big kids. There is food, obviously you're all inclusive there. I would say the food within the retreat is more catered towards family. Like they had like chicken nuggets on all the time, pizzas, chips, small desserts, fruit, sandwiches. Like it was very family friendly up there. Obviously you've got your activity pool, you've got gym, you've got the dance room, sauna, a teen space, you've got all this other stuff. Like the retreat is really good. We enjoyed it up there actually, and so did the boys. We spent most of his time at the retreat, and not in the splash pool either, because the splash pool was quite cold. We went in there on the first day, but then the boys just actually wanted to play at the park. So I thought, have we actually just paid like 2 to 3 grand to go to a park, what I could have done at home? But yeah. So yeah, the retreat's really good. It opens from 10:30 and I think it closes at around 6. If you want a sun lounger, people did say to queue from around 10:15, but to be fair, there was plenty of room, and we got there some days like just after dinner and there was still some beds, so yeah, I wouldn't worry too much. Now going back to that roundabout, obviously I said straight across from you was the retreat. If you take the first turn in, which is obviously your first left, you go round the little souvenir shop, follow that, it's about a 5 to 10 minute walk. At the end of that street there is a pharmacy, there is also a spa, what's like a mini supermarket, had like nappies, sun cream, all like your toiletries, small bit of food and drink, so that's always good to know. There's a rent-a-car place down there, there's also few little cafes and bars, stuff like that. Not many though, but that's down there. And then coming back up to the roundabout, there is also a bus stop there, and I believe there's a cash machine up there as well, so that's really handy to know that that is within around your hotel basically. 20-30 minutes from San Antonio it's 20-30 minutes to San Antonio from the hotel, 30 to 40 minutes to the old town, 20-30 minutes from airport, obviously all depending on traffic. The beach, what is connected to the hotel, is absolutely stunning. It isn't private though, it's a public beach, so there's obviously access to the beach by the public, and also the sun lounges there you have to pay for because they're not part of the hotel, so that's just something to bear in mind. 2 days we had really calm, shallow water. The kids were in it like it was great. It was really shallow. And then after that it did get quite windy, so the beach was quite choppy and the waves do get quite big. But nonetheless, we still had fun at the beach. Went to the beach pretty much every single day and had a really good time. But that first 2 days, the sea was perfect. Crystal clear. There's fish in the sea. They just swim around you. Now, one thing to just make you aware of, there is jellyfish on the beach. Now, people warned you about this in the reviews that I read, and I thought, oh god, I'm not going to be able to get in the sea. But I saw one jellyfish the whole 7 days that we were there, and was, like I said, at the beach every day. The jellyfish are really easy to spot. They lie on the surface of the water in the really dark brown, so you can easily spot them, so I wouldn't worry too much. And obviously if you do see one, you're going to see it in advance basically, so you can move out the way. But yeah, that's basically everything that I can think of in terms of location. So next we're going to talk about the rooms. I'm sorry if I look like I'm just reading this list, but I want to make sure I get everything down, so yeah, hope you can understand. But the rooms are decorated lovely and modern. Obviously we had a double room and it was on the ground floor. I thought that was really handy just because, like I said, the hotel itself is on a bit of a slope, and obviously the rooms are stacked on top of each other. They're like 3-storey buildings. Because we had a baby, well not a baby but like a toddler and a small child, like it was better with the prams. But a lot of people were just leaving the prams outside on a night at the bottom of the stairs, and that was no issue. Like nobody had anything stolen or anything, so that was really good. Within the rooms, obviously there was a bath with a shower, there was a hairdryer, there is a kettle and like tea and coffee sort of stuff, there is a safe, there is a fridge. Inside the fridge you do get a bottle of water, which you can either have restocked the next day when the maids bring it round, or if you do get it emptied you can take it to the bar or any restaurants and they will just swap it out for you, so that's great. You do get a TV in the room. Now when we first got there the TV weren't working, so we went to reception, told them, and someone came and just retuned it for us straight away and put some new batteries in the remote. These Disney channels, so if you've got kids, obviously that's really good. Now as well, when we had this telly retuned, it was all in Spanish I believe, so if you go onto the settings of the TV you can change the language, so don't sit and watch TV in Spanish if you don't have to. It's just on the settings, which is really easy to sort. Aircon is really good, but we figured out that the aircon only works, which kind of makes sense, if all the doors are locked and the windows closed. Because Neil once left the balcony open a little bit and he was like, why is the aircon not on? But we soon figured it out that once we shut it, the aircon soon turned back on. You get a baby travel cot, which is in the room. It comes with like a few sheets and a little blanket. That's really handy to know. And the bed, the main bed anyway, I'll speak on my behalf, not Neil and Oscar, but I found the bed so comfortable. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, there is also some really nice big mirrors. The lighting's really stunning in the room, so if that's something that you're interested in or bothered about, the rooms are stunning. Really, really nice. And the maids do come around, like I said, and clean every day, so it's all kept really nice and clean. We also had a balcony. Neil didn't like the fact that the balcony was on the ground floor. He said it didn't feel like a holiday, but to me it didn't really bother me. You get like 2 little chairs on the balcony, little table, and then you get a pull-out area as well, which is really handy for all your swimming stuff. So next we're going to talk about food. So there were tasty food options, but it does get a bit repetitive towards the end. You can go to the Italian, I think it's like the a la carte restaurant, but you can only go to that once as part of your all-inclusive deal. There is also like a sunset bar, but I think you have to pay for that, and there is also like a beach club at the bottom. You also have to pay for that as well. There's hot and cold drinks that are always available, like there's snacks behind the bars and ice creams. You can go to like the pool or the main bar and get them throughout the day. What else I've got? So there's a kid corner as well at the buffets, and that's basically got all the kid-friendly food. There's like always sandwiches on, little donuts, tiny little cakes for them, ice cream, chicken nuggets, chips, pasta. It's like all your basic food that's, you know, kid-friendly, which I thought was a really good option. Breakfast is 7:30 till 10:30, dinner is 12:30 till 2:30, and tea is 6:30 until around 9, I believe, and that's in the main restaurant in the hotel. But the retreat does have food on all day, and it is, like I said before, more catered to family. So if you've maybe got toddlers who have like an early tea, if they're not going to be able to last until 6:30, then I would recommend taking them up to the retreat and getting something from there. Now, these are the last little bits that I'm going to mention. So the next section I've got is things to improve on, or nitpicky things. So I thought I would do this little section on the vlog just because on the reviews, people were being very, very nitpicky. Like half the stuff there was slating the hotel for on the reviews, it was pointless stuff, and I just thought, why are you being like that? What are you doing, mister? Oh, my little boy's come to join. He's just having a little biscuit, so he's full of food. Hello, Caius, are you joining in? Move my cuppa. So, yeah, like I said, there was being really nitpicky, and I thought, you know what, I'll do my own section. If I was to nitpick, what would I nitpick on? Just so, you know, people get an honest vibe of the hotel. So, I've got here, entertainment could be better for the kids. So there is, I think most nights apart from a Wednesday and Saturday, there is a kids mini disco, and you basically have 2 TUI reps, I think they are, they come and do like a little dance performance. The kids all copy them and try and join in, you know, it's quite good, but the only downside is it only lasted around 20 minutes. And before the regular entertainment on an evening, like, because they did have like shows and stuff on, they had a really good boy band. They were like Motown singers. They was really good actually. That comes on around 9, and prior to that they did just have music on. The kids were dancing around the stage, but I think for the mini disco they should make it a little bit longer, and something a little bit more catered for the kids, like for the little ones, you know, like get some balloons or something maybe, or I don't know, just something that would entertain the kids a little bit more. I feel like I'm going to have to move my camera because he's trying his hardest to get to it. So yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna have to move around. The entertainment is good, but not for kids. Like I said, there was a few little things that I would improve on with terms of entertainment, but it'd mainly just be like adding a few bits like balloons or someone blowing bubbles, or I don't know, just something that they can play with and be entertained with. Because my kids weren't bothered. Like, they went to the mini disco, they joined in one night, and then the other times they was just more happy playing with the other kids running around outside. The disco as well for us, so we went in May. The disco was inside, not outside, which is fine for some people, but they also have a massive stage outside. I don't know if that's just on throughout like the main summer months, but it weren't open while we were there anyway. But like I said, it was good, that's something I'd improve on. Sorry about that, I've just popped my little boy back in the other room because he was just trying to get my camera, and my camera cost a lot of money, so I'm not going to let him use it as a toy. Yeah, something that someone complained about quite a few times on, I don't know if I read it on TripAdvisor or just somewhere anyway, but they moaned about ants being on the balcony. Now, I don't know about you, but I would expect there to be insects of some sort abroad. It's a hot climate, it's to be expected, you know. Especially, we had a ground floor ground floor balcony, so obviously ants are going to crawl up from the ground, like that makes sense. It didn't bother us, we literally just brushed them off and just went about his day. It weren't like it was infested. We had like maybe 10 to 15 ants on the balcony, but the kids just literally either picked them up and thrown them off, or we'd just brush them off. So yeah, that didn't bother us, but for some people that might be an issue. But I just wanted to mention it because, like I said, I read it on a review and I was a little bit nervous for it, but yeah, we're fine. Something else that I read what people had reviewed bad was that there's birds around the outdoor food places. Now, around where the main restaurants are, there is a lot of birds. Obviously, it's outdoor. Animals are going to smell food. They're naturally going to come to the food. But they never went anywhere near our plates. Like, we'd be sat on a table like this, and around the edge of like the food areas they have like planters and stuff, like they've got lots of plants. The birds would literally just come and land on the plants, and then, you know, sometimes that was next to the table because if we were sat next to the plants, but then they'd just fly off. Like, they weren't a nuisance or anything, but I did see people comment about that, and they were saying like birds were going on the food and it were, you know, gross and stuff, but we never saw any of that, genuinely, because if they would have, I wouldn't have eaten there. But yeah, we had no issues with that. Next, rooms have a few scuff marks on the wall. Again, it's to be expected. I did notice like it's just general wear and tear. Some of the skirting boards had a few scuffs on. Some of the walls might have had like a little scuff mark, but again, if you're like us, we had kids, we know what it's like kids mess around, they throw toys, so it's to be expected. But I do have a feeling that some people out there would moan about that and say like, oh, you know, you should redecorate and all this. But that's just something to be mindful of. But again, the room was still stunning, it looked really nice, but if you look closely, that's something you might pick up on. Didn't bother me particularly, but I'm just mentioning it in case that's something that would potentially put you off, I don't know. Some of the mornings the cleaners left water outside the room in the heat of putting it in the fridge. Yeah, that is something that did actually annoy us one day. So the cleaner had been in, but instead of actually putting our water in the fridge, they just left it outside the hotel door, which is fine. Like, it's not an issue. We went and put it in the fridge, but it was a little bit annoying that they'd clean the room and then didn't put the water in, because then by the time we got back and obviously the kids wanted a drink, the water was quite warm, obviously because it had been in the sun. Again, we put it in the fridge and it was fine, but whether it was just an accident, you know, whether they just left it there and forgot to put it in last minute, who knows. It's not something that had put me off going to the hotel, but that's just something that one day we were like, why would you just not put the water in the fridge? Like, but yeah, like I said, this is me trying to be as nitpicky as possible. So to me, these aren't big issues. It's just if I was to be really nitpicky, like half of the reviews, this is what I'd have to say about it. So yeah, even these to me just aren't big issues at all. It's just if I was to nitpick on anything, this is what I'd say. Like I said, the first day the TV weren't working, but we did go straight to reception and they sorted it out straight away for us. And I do just believe in terms of the water as well, because you only get one bottle of water. For us, my husband drinks quite a lot of water and the kids drink like no tomorrow. So one bottle of water isn't enough for us. We could have done with at least 2, and I think, you know, for a family of like at least a family of 4, just put 2 bottles of water in. I mean, as I said, it's not an issue because we went to the bar and just got an extra one when it was empty, but just to save people that trip, if you didn't want to be walking around getting water and stuff, then obviously it'd be nice if they just put 2 in instead. But yeah, again, not a major issue, it was just something that I would mention. Also, something Neil wanted me to mention was, obviously you can get drinks from the bars, but Neil said it'd be nice if you could have a few things within your fridge in the room. Obviously we've paid for all inclusive. I know a lot of places don't do a stocked mini bar, which is fine, but you know, just like, I don't know, maybe like a can of pop or just something, because we was right at the opposite end of the retreat, so it was a good 5-minute walk, if not a little bit longer, to get to the pool bar or the main bar. So if we wanted like an alcoholic drink on a night when the kids had gone to bed and we were going to sit on the balcony, like it'd be quite a distance we'd have to go just to get a drink. But again, not an issue, it's just something I'd be picky on, like maybe they could just improve on there. But everything else was absolutely brilliant. Oh, the last thing on my list, sorry, I nearly forgot. I wish the retreat didn't close all the facilities. So for example, one night, my kids just love the park. So it was after tea and they were like, oh mum, instead of going to the disco thing, can we go to a park? So we were like, yeah, let's go. In fact, it was maybe just before tea actually. Either way, we went up to the retreat. It was about, yeah, it must have been before dinner. It was about 5:30, I think. And there was no one there, like literally nobody. We was the only person that was like, oh, are you sure you want to check in now? We were like, yeah, we're just going to play on park. And it was like, okay, no worries. And then after like maybe 20 minutes, they basically said, oh, you're going to have to leave, we're closing the retreat. We're like, oh, okay, we're not using the splash park, just the park. And they was like, yeah, we close it up on a night, which is something I didn't realise. So yeah, we did get told to leave there. So I think maybe if they left the parks open for a little bit like longer or later, that'd be really handy. Maybe it's just us that go to the park late, I don't know, but surely there's other families out there whose kids like to just play on parks. But it'd be nice if maybe, if they are closing the retreat, maybe to put like a small park somewhere within the hotel that stays open just for the kids to play on if they don't want to go to the disco or something. But yeah, so that's the only thing I'd really find annoying. And within the parks, I found that the facilities were good enough, but some of the, so they've got like wooden fences, they're like slatted just logs in the ground to create like fences around the parks. Some of them were missing, so obviously even though you'd shut and lock the gate to keep the kids safe inside so they weren't running off, they could just get through some of the bars. So like we blocked it up some days with chairs or like as pram, just to obviously stop the little kids getting out, because you think they're secure in a place but then they can get out the wood. So that was a little bit of an issue, but again, we managed to sort it so it weren't that bad. But that's about everything, and as a whole, would I return? Absolutely. Like, I thought overall the holiday was really good. As you can tell, most of the stuff I've had to say about that hotel was absolutely brilliant. It was just me being a complete nitpicker, trying to be as fussy as possible, just so you know, if you went, you'd expect some of these things and it's not a shock to you. Because like I said, if you read the TripAdvisor reviews of this hotel, you probably aren't going to want to go. Like I said, after I'd read them, I was like, great, that's it, like why have I even booked there? But after going myself, I thought, you know what, I'll be a nitpicker and I'll see what I can actually pull fault on. And all the things I have pulled fault on, like I said, I don't think are actually that big of an issue. They might be to you, but to me they're not. But that's his overall view of the hotel. I would give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Only just for the fact of the small little things that were a little bit like annoying. But would I go again? Absolutely. Like, we had a really good time. So I hope this video has helped. If you are going to this hotel shortly, then please just know you're going to have the best time. You're going to have like the best scenery to look at while you eat your dinner. You're going to have the nicest beach to go on. You're just going to have a really good family holiday. Or, you know, if you go in as a couple or anything, or if you're going for like a honeymoon or whatever the reason, you're going to have such a good time. Also, if you are going and you want to be a little bit bougie, they do have swim up rooms available, which I thought looked quite good. And I think some of them have like a rooftop terrace with like a whirlpool, which is obviously good. Obviously we never booked anything like that with the kids, but yeah, they're just a little few things that you could add on extra. But yeah, overall fantastic holiday. I would definitely return. And yeah, it was our first family trip to Ibiza. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. Like, you may think Ibiza's just a party island. It's definitely not. Like, I hardly saw anyone partying. It were mainly families. So yeah, it was really family friendly and just an overall great first family holiday abroad. So thank you, TUI. Thank you to the staff at TARIDA Beach for being really lovely and welcoming, and I cannot wait to go on this next family holiday. So just remember, if you have any questions that I haven't answered, please drop them in the comments box down below. I'll try and get back to you. Sorry it's been a long one, but I thought I would try and go as in depth as I possibly could. So yeah, anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye everyone.